So, my research is called The Drama, Post-Colonial Identity, Corruption, and Spirituality in Early Nigerian Cinema. I will use two films to explore corruption and politics displayed in film after British colonialism. I'm looking for rituals and spirituality throughout these films as well as themes of melodrama. I chose these films because I think they might use different lenses to explore the same topics, and I also plan to read from a couple of books such as Nollywood's Local Address and Nigerian video films. Okay, so right now I'm about to start Living in Bondage, the 1992/1993 version, and the runtime is about 2 hours and 43 minutes. Right now the time is 6:53, so you can see October 28th. During the film, I'm gonna try and take notes on themes of corruption and how corruption is portrayed through spirituality and melodrama. And then after the film is done, I'm gonna try and summarize the important themes and motifs used. So, yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so not sure if I said this in the first video, but my setup is on the first floor of Olin in these cubicles. And this is my setup. Okay, so this is after I have watched the 1992 Living in Bondage. This basically follows a poor man who is really focused on getting money, so he joins an occult, and the occult tells him that if he wants to get money, he has to sacrifice his wife, and so he does. There's like a lot of themes of spirituality and religion in this film. Some things that I kind of want to look more into are the capitalist ideology that a lot of the characters have in this film, and I kind of want to see if I can find any readings that have to do with colonialism and see if that maybe has an impact on why this is such an important theme at this time. I also think there was a motif of a rooster, so I was going to read more into that. And yeah, there are a lot of quotes throughout the film saying that money is everything, money is the most important thing. Yeah. I also think that for this one, the time right now is 9:39, as seen on the iPad. I think what I'm gonna do is finish here because I was taking notes while I was watching the movie, and then spend that time doing some of the research that I was thinking about looking deeper into in another research session. So yeah, I will see you later. Okay, so I'm currently sitting in my apartment and I'm about to watch the second movie, which is Kongi's Harvest. I'm gonna do my best to compare it to Living in Bondage and see if there's any similarities or differences. And then after I finish Living in Bondage, I'll probably take a break and then start reading some of the books that I picked up about both of these films. So yeah, I'll get back to you. Also, the time right now is 2:36, as you can see. Okay, so I'm currently at the Village right now, and for the past hour and a half, I've been going through this book, Nigerian Video Films, and I think that I've been like making a lot of progress with this book on living in bondage, and this book even includes a shot chart of the entire film in it for a couple of pages, so I like how they focus on living in bondage in this. I would say in my research so far, I've kind of been struggling to find enough information about Kongi's Harvest because I think the focus is kind of very different. The focus is very different from what I thought it would be. And so I think I might have to reframe or like shift my abstract or choose maybe a different film other than Kongi's Harvest. But luckily, this book includes a lot of films that have overlap with living in bondage, and I even found a few good quotes in there. One of the quotes was talking about living in bondage and this film called Circle of Doom, which says that retribution comes in forms of madness, a madness that significantly does not take place as it would have in Western films, in a quiet corner away from the rest of the world. And they basically just compare the protagonists of both of those films and how madness is shown in their characters. And then also, something that I found interesting was they said that in Living in Bondage, these dramas all invest their female characters with immense frightening power, which is true because Merritt, the main female character in Living in Bondage, was actually came back to haunt the protagonist, and she seemed like a very powerful character by the end of the film. So I'm gonna explore that more and see if I can find some overlap with other films, but I'm gonna still look for some overlap with Kongi's Harvest, but it might not be there because, yeah. Currently, I am in the Olin basement. The time is 1:14, and after doing some more reading of Nigerian video films, I found a chapter about called Woman Melodrama Political Critique, and in it the author analyzes 3 films, one of which is called Hostages, and I read about it. It's about a girl who basically gets kidnapped by the male protagonist, and it talks a lot about the justice system in Nigeria and the corruption that takes place in it. So I think that this is going to have a lot of overlap with Living in Bondage, and I'm thinking that I'll probably use this film versus Kongi's Harvest because I like the theme of how women are treated in these films around this time. Hostages was created in 1996. I think I'm going to take notes on the film as I watch it and see if I can find some similarities between the two. And then I will give my thoughts after. Okay, so I'm still in the Olin basement and I just finished Hostages, so you can see. The time right now is 3:43. I think that this film aligns much better with Living in Bondage than Kongi's Harvest, so I think that I'm going to completely cut out Kongi's Harvest. What I like about this film, and some commonalities that I found, is their focus on money and corruption. Some quotes from the film are, basically, there's a situation with this woman and a man, and he's being rude to her, and she says, "Do you not have any home training?" And he goes, "Well, you don't really need home training when you have money in this life, because you can buy anything you want and buy anyone you want." And so there's that theme again. I also think that in this film, the protagonist is very focused on himself, and his own worldview, and sometimes the female protagonist kind of takes the brunt end of that, which I think has a lot of commonalities with Living in Bondage. So yeah, I think this was the hope for this research session, and I kind of needed something that aligned more closely, but I still think I'll have to change my abstract to fit this. Okay, so here are my conclusions for the research week. I think that my research had to be extended for longer than I had planned because I had to watch a movie that wasn't in the original plan. I had to watch Hostages because I didn't think that Living in Bondage and Kongi's Harvest were similar at all. I was able to recognize that women were more significant in themes of corruption in these films than I had realized before starting, which is why I shifted my abstract to include that. Living in Bondage was around 3 hours to watch, but I found it very interesting, and I thought that was going to be the hardest part. But I think I struggled more to actually start because it felt like such a daunting task. Also, through the book Nigerian Video Films, I learned a lot about the use of melodrama in Hostages, and its use of rape as an allegory for political corruption.